Volleyball. Hi, I am Shaina May G. Saspa from BEd 2B. I am your first discussant and I'm hoping for your full attention. At the end of our group presentation, we must learn the following: history, equipment, facilities and materials, rules and regulation, basic and advanced skills, techniques and tactics, and how the game played. So this is the history of volleyball. This is the group 4. In the winter of 1895 in Holyoke, Massachusetts, in United States, there is a man named William G. Morgan. He is a YMCA physical education director. As you can see at the picture is Morgan. He created a game called Mintonet, a name derived from the game badminton, as a pastime to be played preferably indoors and by any numbers of players. The game took some of its characteristics from other sports such as tennis and handball. Another indoor sport called basketball was catching on the area, having been invented just 10 miles or 16 kilometers away in the city of Springfield, Massachusetts, only 4 years before. This mintonet was designed to be an indoor sport, less rough than basketball, for older members of the YMCA while still requiring a bit of athletic effort. The first rule written down by William G. Morgan called for a net, which is 6 feet or 1.98 meter high, a 25 feet by 50 meter or 7.6 meter by 15.2 meter court, and any number of players. A match was composed of 9 innings with 3 serves for each team in each inning and no limit to the number of ball contact for each team before sending the ball to the opponent's court. In case of a serving error, a second try was allowed and hitting the ball into the net was considered a foul with lost or the point or side out, except in the case of the first try. After an observer, Alfred Halstead, who credited for popularizing the volleyball, noticed the volleying nature of the game at its first exhibition match in 1896, played at the International YMCA Training School, and it is now called Springfield College. The game quickly became known as a volleyball, as also suggested of Alfred. It was originally spelled as 2 words, volley and ball. Volleyball rules were slightly modified by the International YMCA Training School, and the game spread around the country to various YMCAs. As you can see on the picture, it is the Spring College, Springfield. And in the early of 1900s, Spalding, through its publishing company, which is the American Sport Publishing Company, produced book with complete instruction and the rules of the sports, and it helps volleyball to be well known in that area. This is the book published by Spalding. So here is the refinements and later development of the game volleyball. As you can see on the picture, the Japanese-American woman playing volleyball at the Manzanar Internment Camp, California on 1943. So it is said that the first official ball used in volleyball is disputed. Some sources say Spalding created the first official ball in 1896, but while other claims it was created in 1900s. The rules evolved over time. Yes, it changed. In 1916 in the Philippines, the skill and power of the set and spike had been introduced, and 4 years later, a 3-hit rule and the rule against hitting from the back row were established. In 1917, the game was changed from requiring 21 points to win to a smaller 15 points to win. While in 1919, about 6,000 volleyballs were distributed by the American Expeditionary Forces to their troops and allies, which sparked the growth of volleyball in new countries. The first country outside the United States to adopt volleyball was the Canada in 1900s. An international federation was formed. The Federation Internationale de Volleyball or FIVB was founded in 1947 and the first World Championship were held in 1949 for men and for women is 1952. The sport volleyball is now popular in every country, like in Brazil, in Europe, where especially Italy, the Netherlands, and countries from Eastern Europe have been major forces since the late 1980s. In Russia, and in the other countries including China and the rest of Asia, as well as in the United States. You can see in the picture, it is the nudist or naturist volleyball game at the Sunny Trail Club during the 1958 Canadian Sunbathing Association Convention in British Columbia, Canada.
Please take time to read the text at the red box.
In 1987, beach volleyball, a variation of the game played on the sand and with only 2 players per team, became a FIVB-endorsed variation in 1987 again and was added to the Olympic program at the 1996 Summer Olympics. Volleyball is also a sport at the Paralympics, managed by the World Organization Volleyball for Disabled. For the volleyball in the Olympics, volleyball has been part of the Summer Olympics program for both men and women consistently since 1964. I hope you learned something from my discussion. From what I have said earlier, I'm done with the history. So next is the equipment. Thank you for listening.